Welcome back. Well, there will no doubt be mixed feelings across Glasgow tonight as pupils have a chance to digest their much anticipated exam results. In general, students across Scotland have achieved a record number of higher passes this year. But in real terms, what does it actually mean for those who now face life-changing decisions? Life coach Brian Costello from HeadStrong Scotland and Ruth Scott, a careers advisor from Skills Development Scotland. Welcome to STV Glasgow.
Thank you.
Brian, we'll hear from you in just a moment. Ruth, first of all, a record number of higher passes, so surely good news for pupils.
Oh yes, plenty of pupils have had fantastic results this year and we've been delighted to support them in looking at their options. Of course, there's always some who haven't achieved the grades they were hoping for, so we've had a number of them on the phone as well, but we've been able to help them find some good opportunities for the future.
As you mentioned there, you've obviously been on the phones this morning. What's the general feeling amongst pupils that have called in?
Most people are fairly optimistic, even the ones who maybe haven't achieved the grades. We've been able to offer a lot of help and support in looking at what options there are for them. So the ones even who've been coming on who've maybe been a bit upset or a bit anxious have been leaving feeling slightly more positive. And on the whole, people have been really appreciative of the support, and the new exams seem to have gone well too.
And are there any particular issues that they're wanting to discuss? You know, is it about going to university, about work? You know, what are they talking about?
It's really everything. We've had questions regarding not getting into university. We've had questions asking about what opportunities are there that don't involve maybe academic study. We've had questions about modern apprenticeships and how can you learn whilst you're earning at the same time. And we've been able to answer all of these questions and give them maybe a wee bit of hope for a future that maybe seemed quite dark this morning, but it's certainly a lot brighter now.
And Brian, you're a teen mind coach working with pupils from across the country. Does exam stress come out top of their list of concerns?
Very often. It's something that I deal with all the time. Going into schools especially, it's one of the main focuses at the moment for a lot of schools, is how do we get the young people through their exam time, but mentally and emotionally as much as anything. We've done a lot of work in intellectual learning, we know how that all works, and now very much it's about that emotional side of it. How do you handle the pressure? How do you handle the stress? How can you go into an exam room and deliver on the day? We have so many stories of young people who have gone in who everybody expects them to do fantastically, and then they go in and all of a sudden something happens in here and all that intellectual knowledge just disappears. So very much it's about training them in strategies to use their mind so that they can deliver their best on the day.
Well, our reporter Kirsty Walker was with pupils from Smithycroft Secondary in the East End when they received their results today. Let's find out what they've got to say.
Okay guys, so tell us, how did you get on?
I got 3 A's, 3 B's and a C, and that's what I was expecting. I'm happy with that.
I get all national 4s and I think that's pretty good for my level, so I'm happy with that.
I think I did well. I got an advanced high on 3 hires. I got a B in mathematics, which I'm very happy about. I got an A in English and a B in physics and history, which I'm so happy about, so it's great.
And this is your final year at school. You're now off to university, is that right?
Yeah, I'm off to Glasgow University to mathematics, so I'm very excited.
Was your place dependent on the results you got?
Yes, I had to get a B in my higher physics, so I'm happy that I managed to achieve that.
And Danny, you've got your national 4s now, so the next step for you is presumably national 5s?
Yeah. I'm doing all national 5s next year, which will go towards me going to college.
And in terms of the new qualifications, do you sort of understand what your results mean this year?
It means all standard grades. I'm going on to do my hires in 6th year, hopefully if I get the right results next year, which I need for college and university next.
And Curtis, your national 5s now take you on to hires. Is that something that you're planning to do?
Yeah, definitely. I want to do my hires, then I'm going to stay on to 6th year, see how many qualifications I can get. Then that's go to uni, and then hopefully I can do that and find a good job.
And obviously this is the first year that we've had these national exams. Do you understand the difference between those and the previous standard grades?
Yeah, we get told them a lot. We get told all the differences and what's been brought in from the old higher into the national 5. So we understand it.
And in terms of you, Jordan, you're already on that road, so do you need any extra help, do you think?
I don't think I'll need any extra help. I think UCAS have been really helpful, like in terms of providing that support, so I don't think I will need any help at all.
Brian, so you've opened the envelope, it's not good news. What do you say to someone who's not made the grade on paper?
Well, you have to be honest with them first of all. I mean, they're going to be going through a whole heap of emotions. This is something they've worked for, if it's hires, potentially for 3 years, from 4th year to 5th year and now in 6th year. But wherever they are, they're going to be emotional. For many young people, this is going to be the first time they've ever experienced something like this. So we have to be honest with them. There's no point in just telling them that everything's going to be great and everything's okay. There's a learning there. However, there's always choices. And that, for me, is the big message. It's not the end, it's just a change. And that's when we get to this place in our heads sometimes where we think, oh no, that's it, it's finished, it's stopped. It's not at all. It's just a chance for you to regroup and a chance to get advice, for instance, from Skills Development Scotland, from Clearing, from whoever it is, somebody to give you some advice as to what's next. It's not a closed door, it's just a change of path.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. There's always an opportunity. There's always something that you can go on and do, and it's really important that you touch base with the people who can help you to see what doors there are that are opening, and that's exactly where we can come in and offer that support.
And what sort of advice do you give to parents? Because obviously it must be very stressful for them as well to be going through this with their children.
Oh, I think in some ways it might be worse for the parents because the pupils themselves have been through it. I think the key thing for parents is to remember that you've been there before, you've done your exams, and this is maybe, as we were saying, it's maybe the first time that your pupil, your child has ever experienced maybe the perils of examinations and even the opportunity not to succeed. So it's all about supporting and encouraging and recognising that even if they haven't got the grades that they were maybe hoping for, there's lots of things they can do. And it's important to focus on the can-dos rather than maybe focusing on the things that they could have done better at, because that time's gone. It's all about looking forward now.
That's it, turning the negative into a positive. Absolutely. Then, is that the advice?
Very much. I think one of the things as well for parents though, and one thing I say to a lot of parents when I'm working with their children is I say you don't always listen to your mum. So sometimes the parents actually aren't best placed to give advice. They're actually too close, and what happens is that, as happens with us all when we're in certain situations, is we can ignore certain things, or certain people will have when they're too close, when we're too emotional. And that's again when to go out and get some good advice, whether it be from somebody who does something like myself or whether it's something like Skills Development Scotland. Again, it's don't get too caught up in again it being an end. Don't make it over dramatic. It's not great if the results aren't what you expected, but it just is what it is. There's no changing it now, and it's about, well, what's my best choice to move forward? I think one very important message there is for any young person that's listening to this right enough is that it's passion and desire that's going to get you forward. That's what's going to make you do. There's going to be so many times that something similar to this is going to happen to you in your life and in your career. If you really want it, you'll make it happen.
Ruth, what choices are there, and where can people find out about them?
There's lots of choices. It does depend on the individual and on the individual circumstances. I would be recommending anyone who's been receiving their exam results and is now thinking, what's next for me? Get onto our web service, which is myworldofwork.co.uk. There's lots of information on there about exam results in particular, and lots of general information about college, uni, modern apprenticeship, work, whatever it is that is of interest to you. If you want to chat through your options, you can give us a call. Our exam results helpline advisors are there from 8 AM till 8 PM tomorrow, that's Wednesday, and then from 9 to 5 until the 13th. And the telephone number is 0800 100 8000.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you both so much
for
joining us. Let's have a look at the weather now. Here's Storm.
It's always sunny somewhere. Thomson sponsors STV weather.
Well, it's going to be a cloudy start to tomorrow with more showery rain, that rain turning quite heavy at times. But first, let's take a look at your summary for Glasgow tonight. We'll see a dry start to the night, followed by some showers, and there will be a light easterly wind too, with lows of 15 for the city. So you can see here it's a wet and cloudy start for Wednesday as that band moves eastwards. That rain staying with us for most of the day, clearing away west by the evening to leave us with a dry and bright end to the day as cloud cover drifts away with the rain. Overnight, we'll also see some showers over coastal areas, but mainly dry with plenty of clear spells. Focusing in on Glasgow tomorrow, and it's a cloudy start with showery rain. This rain might be heavy at times, with perhaps the odd rumble of thunder, becoming drier in the afternoon with highs of 18 for the city. And tomorrow night, it'll be mainly dry with some clear spells for Glasgow and lows of 13 degrees. Onto your outlook. Bright with a few showers on Thursday, then dry and bright start to Friday, although rain will spread in later. Brightening up on Saturday with some sunny spells, but I'm afraid again there'll be more showers. But for now, that's your forecast for Glasgow and the surrounding areas.
Thomson sponsors STV Weather.
Now, looking ahead to tomorrow, we'll be finding out about a unique Glasgow charity called Theatre Nemo. For the past 15 years, they've been using creative arts to help people in community groups, psychiatric hospitals and prisons who would have otherwise been slipped through the net. They now want to get back in touch with people that they've worked with over the years to find out if their services have had a long-term impact.
We thought if we can gather all these people together to prove that, yeah, it has been a help, but sometimes if they don't get that continuous help, they come out of hospital, they come out of prison or whatever it is they've been, the help isn't there any longer. They're lost in the community, and we want to really find out what is it you need in the community.
If you have an issue in Glasgow you want to highlight or a story that you think we should be investigating, we want to hear from you. Do get in touch with us here at STV News. That's all from the Late News team. We're back with regular updates from midday tomorrow. In the meantime, have a very good evening. Goodbye.